And welcome into the post-game show alongside Jill Reisig. I'm Peter Ferre with the winning coach, Coach J.W. Kieckhefer. Coach, you've swept them time and time again, but they put up a battle in the first. I thought maybe a different fate for them. However, you really sealed things midway through the second. Didn't slow down at all. Talk us through the overall process today.
Yeah, really proud of our fight throughout that match. I really think that we've been struggling to get the ball into the center of the court this year with the new faces we have and the new names we have on the court. And we really wanted to focus on that today, is getting the ball to the middle BIC and be really aggressive in there. And so proud of the way G. McNulty ran the offense today. Was really efficient all day long.
Yeah.
And when we can, score out of the middle like Ethan Sprague was today, what did he end up hitting? It was pretty unreal. It's 583 on 8 kills.
Yeah, pretty good.
That's pretty okay. and then we got the BIC going over the top to Drew Jansen, who also 471 and went out at 450. So that's Carthage volleyball. We can get the ball into the center of the court, middle BIC, and we're impossible to stop when we do that the right way. And so we got to go back into the lab and keep working on that stuff. But it's just fun volleyball. We can win that way. So proud of the group, proud of Ethan, proud of Ryan Cholowinski for opening up the court for us in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Coach, you had a great win tonight, but you had a total of 12 serving errors for the night. What do you tell your team when you have 12 errors? How do you stop that?
That's actually a low number for us, to be honest with you. Usually we actually make a couple more than that. Yeah, we've been working on serving a lot. I think you saw the guys we kind of put in there to serve today. Serving errors has been an issue for us this season. And so we're trying to solve that a little bit by getting some serving subs in there that do a really nice job. Easton Gavin obviously has been one. Michael Yem we've been working in recently. Ryan Morey went in there as well today to serve sub. And then Mitch Geiger has one of the better arms from our team off the bench, so he's going to kind of bring a little more heat when he goes to serve sub for us. So trying to find the right serving contingent, if you will. I think we talked in the locker room that we got to keep our competitive switch on. And I think at times today you can kind of feel the energy maybe leave the gym a little bit in the third set.
We saw you going like this.
Yeah, the third set.
I thought that was telling us to get going.
Everybody needs to pick it up, pick the energy up. I think both sides just missed a ton of serves there in set 3, and it got a little boring. And so we got to stay focused and disciplined, and that was kind of the message today is in the locker room is the discipline factor. We're disciplined when we're competitive, and when we lose that competitive drive, we lose our discipline. And so going back to the baseline, staying focused on where you want to hit it, staying focused on your routine and going to do it. So that's where we're trying to get going there in those phases and serving errors.
Yep.
Yeah. And you had mentioned McNulty. He had 6 digs so far tonight, and he had 3 serving aces. And Owen Otto with 11 kills. You guys dominated all 3 sets, and we can see how much communication your team has amongst themselves. How do you feel knowing that your team can communicate and it really helps with your team?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things we're trying to work through even more is communicate at a higher level in rally. I think that's been, with a young team, that's kind of the biggest weaknesses you often see is that they're just kind of there playing and the system stuff isn't great. And that is basically from your communication levels. And so that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. The guys will probably be bringing that back to me if they watch this interview and say, look, we communicate well, Coach. But, that's been something we've focused on at a high level this season is communicating about the system, communicate where you're going to be, communicate about what that team wants to do, getting us ready to go make plays. And so when we communicate at a high level, both before the point about the scout and during the point about the system, we're really, really good. So they're going to get mad at me because they're going to say they did a good job. And I'm going to go back at them and say they got to do better.
So, Coach, you did a horrible job communicating. What are you going to do to fix it? No. Looking ahead, we're right back home on Wednesday, North Park. And I always say with CCIW play, right now their record isn't that reflective, but I'm sure you wish you had a better record. What's the outlook for North Park and then a very quick turnaround to Augustana?
Yeah, this conference has been so competitive in the past, and it continues to be so competitive.
Yeah.
The best conference in the country for men's volleyball. And so there's no nights off. I'm thankful that we get to be in Tarbell. We got a lot of away matches this season, so any match here is precious, and our ability to defend our home court in the conference play is imperative. If you can win matches you have to win matches at home, and then go steal matches on the road. So we get another home match against North Park. Really, really excited. I hope the campus wants to come out and watch some really good volleyball because North Park has been in the CCW tournament for the last 3 years. So they're a really good volleyball team. They like to run through their pins. They do a really nice job. Their setter Eric Blard, it can really move the ball around the court really well, and they play great offense in the pins. So we got to be locked in, and our strength is in the middle of the court, the middle bick, and so we're going to try to fight him with our strength, and that's the middle bick, and hopefully we can defend their strength on the pins. Getting locked in for the end of the season here. One of the things we've talked about a lot is every season has ebbs and flows, and you can get better, and at a certain point you plateau, and fighting that plateau and not taking it for granted and being ready to go play and keeping your standards high every single time you come out to continue to elevate towards getting better. It's crazy important for this group in particular because we're so young. At one point we had 4, maybe Ryan Kelly served 2. We might have had 5 freshmen on the floor at one point when Owen Hendricks goes in for Drew Jansen at set 2, and then Ryan Kelly serve sub. Like, we can play 4 to 5 freshmen, and we're young. We're a young volleyball team. We have a lot of old seniors, but we play a lot of freshmen sometimes. And we got to elevate our play, and we can get so much better, and even our seniors can get so much better. You saw Drew Jansen today, who's had a couple matches off. Key Berman's been playing really well in left pin. Drew Jansen gets his turn today. 471. My goodness. And that's, an outside who hasn't been playing as much volleyball recently. He comes off the bench, he hears his number, and he goes, makes plays offensively in serve receive with his block.
Brummett okay, or coaching decision?
He's okay. He's okay. We'll see where it comes from. A little banged up. We'll see where he's able to get back.
You're used to that by now, year after year.
I said that to the guys on the bench. Look, we had 6 guys out today. And again, the depth of this team is impressive. The number of guys that should or could be starting who are out right now. And we're still the 10th team in the country, and we're pushing to we're right on the cusp of making the NCAA tournament. Second in the CCIW right now. Man, is it impressive what this team has been able to play and do for each other. And every single moment, whoever name is called, they're there to play for their friend next to them. One of our guys, Ryan Morey's, trying to get somebody else in. He's like, hey, if we get around, let R. Kelly set. And let Ryan set. And he was right. Like, let's get those guys in who deserved it and have played their tails off from the bench to get more time. It's cool. It's cool to see these guys bought in for everybody. Not themselves, but for this team and for that extra point that he may get at the end of it. So I'm really proud of what this team is doing in the collective and wanting the best for each other. Really, really proud of them.
Well, Coach, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in about 3-4 days.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate you both being here. It means a lot. Go Birds.
Thanks, Coach.
Again, that was Coach J.W. Kieckhefer. Let's look at the final stats. It's as one-sided as you can get, but again, Illinois Wesleyan, they started out well in the first, allowing Carthage to make so many mistakes, just didn't necessarily end that way. Final thoughts before we sign off.
Carthage just dominated all day today, and Illinois Wesleyan just unfortunately fell short. And, most of their points were at a point coming from Carthage's service errors, and that was just the big thing of the day. And they were able to still overcome that and just play their game, and they just overpowered.
Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us this Saturday afternoon. The producers, the directors from Michael Love, John Voinovich, the rest of the staff, Morgan, Laura, Yam, and Ainsley. This has been a presentation and program of Carthage College, copyright 2024, from my broadcast colleague, Jill Reisig. I'm Peter Ferrari. Firebirds sweep the Titans in Kenosha. We'll be back Wednesday evening, right back here at Tarbell. Have a good rest of your night, everybody.